In a world where pop culture reigns supreme, with too many podcasts and unsolicited opinions, two friends brave the storm to give you just that. Room 303 presents Revenge of the Pod. With your hosts, the Mexican meat connoisseur Jason Escudero, the Puerto Rican nerd aficionado Luigi Orozco, on with the show.
Welcome
Y saludos amigos.
a nuestra presentación, Revenge of the Pod. I'm your host, Luigi, and this is my co-host.
And Jason, what's up, everybody? Dude, I'm still tripping out on the intro, man. I love it. there is too many podcasts. And we're definitely doing it.
Because you're at the right one right now. If you're listening, you're in the right place. This is the one to be listening to. So, let's get into it, Jason. How you been, man? How you doing? What's new with you?
Doing pretty good, man. Not gonna lie, it is Sunday. It's happy St. Patty's Day. Happy belated birthday, my friend. A little hungover. I went to a wedding last night. Jamie's brother got married. So congrats to him. Congrats to the Brooke as well, the Leisure family. Beautiful wedding, man. It was awesome. I cried. I didn't think I would, because like I'm not that close with the brother, but like just seeing him cry, like when the bride was walking down the aisle, it was just it's beautiful, man. In a good way, cry in a good way, you know what I mean? So
yeah, like a happy cry.
Yeah. A lot of drinking, a lot of dancing, usual wedding shenanigans. What about you, man? How was your birthday, dude?
It was really good. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you had fun at the wedding. First off, congratulations to Jamie's brother. Wait, so their name is Leisure?
Last name's Leisure, yeah. So Travis and Brooke Leisure.
Yeah. Listen, that's one of those cool last names. Like, oh, just at my leisure.
At my leisure, yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, my birthday was good. I smoked 2 tri-tips at the same time while grilling chicken, so that got a little crazy. But it all came out good. I was just stressing out for a good hour. And the food was great. Had some really good friends over. I wish I could have made it bigger, but money-wise, we invited a smaller group. So yeah, it was a good time though. It was a really good time. I'm not hung over, but I went to sleep at like 4 a.m.
Whew.
And so like my sleep schedule is totally thrown off right now. But otherwise, it was really good, man. I had a good time. Thank you to everybody who sent me birthday wishes, by the way. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for remembering me and caring about me.
Gotcha, man. I'm glad you had fun. Tri-tip, I know we talked off pod, but came out delicious, huh?
Yeah, it did. It was perfectly cooked. My only complaint is that I got to work on that reverse sear. It didn't quite char the way I wanted it to. So
hey, you'll get it next time.
Yeah. All right, Jason, do we got any news before we head into our trailers?
Yeah, just some news, I guess. So Batman, the Batman, with what's his name?
Robert
Pattinson. Yeah, so we're getting a sequel. We know that. It was set to come out October of next year, 2025, but it's since been delayed to October of 2026. So remember when we last talked about it? Remember when they announced it? 2026 of October, a whole year.
Why?
I remember when we last talked about it, you had told me, you're like, oh yeah, hey, the sequel is set to come out of 2025 of October. And I was like, yeah, I'm excited, but it's going to get delayed. And sure enough, we just get news that it's delayed a whole year. So there's that.
I wonder if it was the writers' strike and the actors' strike.
Maybe I don't know. Max is changing some stuff up because we're getting a spinoff series of Colin Farrell's Penguin, right?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get that a bit sooner, and it kind of goes as an in between for the sequel, right? Like it makes it feel less long.
Yeah, I yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm still excited for it. I love the. Honestly, I need to rewatch the Batman, the first one, because I really enjoyed it. So, just a long movie, man. Long. They've been making movies really long, and when they're good, it's good. But like when you want to rewatch it, like at home, it's like I have to invest a whole 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss those 90-minute movies. Like we don't get those very often anymore.
Yeah, yeah. The good ones seem to be 3 hours long, and the bad ones too seem to be 3 hours long. So
You still haven't even seen Avatar: Way of Water, huh?
I haven't, dude. I just again haven't invested that time. Although I invested into some movies, which I'll talk about later, that came out over 10 years ago. So
Oh, okay. Let's get into it then. Let's get into it. I'm excited to hear what you got to say.
yeah. Well, before we do that,
Yeah,
what news you got for me?
so you know how X-Men '97 is coming out March 22nd, I think it, or March 20th. It's one of those.
On a
It's coming out.
Wednesday?
It's coming out this next week, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
So they're the main writer and creator, I think is the case. Joe DeMeo was fired from Marvel, and he worked on other movies as well. He had worked on Marvel films. He got fired completely. Like he's not even going to be doing the press tour. It was just like a complete parting of ways out of nowhere. And
Did
when
they say why?
asked about it, Marvel representatives said that they appreciate all of his work, and all they can say is that it was a parting of ways. They didn't want to call it a firing, so I kind of want to see what Joe DeMeo says about that, because I mean that's kind of the show's just coming out, and he's worked with Marvel for years, so it's interesting to see right now that he got fired. It must have been either he got fired or he abruptly quit. I don't see how it would be a mutual parting of ways without some sort of event. So just trying to see what's going on there.
Well, I mean, upon that, I know in your next bullet point that there's rumors that Ant-Man and Captain Marvel and Eternal sequels have been shelved, canceled. They're not rumors. Bob Iger confirmed that there was a lot of stuff that he axed, and he's, I think in that interview, he confirmed that he let go of some people that just weren't about the story and messages. So it could be versus messages, right? So maybe that could be part of the firing. Maybe Joe DeMaio is part of that because he did let go a lot of people and kind of more story based. Wants to feel more story based and like get back to creating good movies, which pretty much confirms that he said this past year we didn't release good movies, right? Minus a few, right? Guardians of the Galaxy 3, things like that. So it's very interesting to see kind of how Disney, because they lost a lot of money. Once they start losing money, like, all right, we need to revamp and rethink what we're doing. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so it's interesting, and that's a good point. It could be that they just didn't have enough budget at Marvel from what Disney gave them. They're like, you know what, Joe, we can't hold on to you. We know you could get paid better somewhere else. That could have been an amicable ways. That actually could have been an amicable parting of ways. Because it sounds like, listen, unless X-Men '97 turns out to be complete trash, it sounds like they may have let a good one go in this instance. He did work on some not great projects, but he also worked on some good things from what I saw. And he was working on Blade too, so I guess he's not going to be part of Blade.
So is Blade going to get delayed? It seems like it.
My concern is that Blade is just not going to happen. I don't know that Blade is going to happen at all.
That sucks because I'm like, I really want to see Mahershala Ali as Blade, bro. That'd be fucking sick, bro. I think he'd do a great job. But it has to be rated R.
He looks like Blade. Like I'm like, oh yeah, he looks like Blade. So yeah, no, I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like those not just the bad big movies are gonna get axed. But I feel like as much as I like Bob Iger, and I think he ran Disney really, really well in the time that he was there the first time around, I think that he is going to axe the small projects. Like we're not going to see stuff like Werewolf by Night again.
Agatha.
Yeah. Like it's not going to happen, which sucks because I thought Werewolf by Night was one of their better projects. Like overall in the past 2 years, that was a big highlight to me.
So I don't know if we announced it, but they did Werewolf by Night in color.
Yeah. I mean,
and might I add, Black and white's way better. I'm glad they did.
I stayed quiet because I was like, honestly, yeah, I think I would prefer it in black and white.
The classic look and the classic horror that they did, it was just so much better, and it was just perfect. Anyways, come around October, guys. Werewolf by Night in black and white. Watch it. Recommend it for Halloween. All my spooky people, watch it.
Every Halloween. And Man Thing looks really cool in it. Like, I gotta say.
Yeah.
They did a good job with Man Thing.
All right, we're getting off.
Yeah. My last bit of news. I know you got some feelings about it. I know you haven't seen the film that won, but I know you have feelings about it anyway, because I know you. Shamik Moore says that Spider-Verse was robbed of its Oscar, and he also said that yes, he's a sore loser. He thought they should win, but that he gave respect to the winners. Obviously, what do you think of Shamik Moore? I know we're jumping into Oscars early, but
yeah, I mean that's our main topic, but that's definitely one that I really wanted to pinpoint, just because in my eyes, I didn't think anything was going to beat this. Just based off the animation styles and how many animation creators that they brought in, was a shock to me. Only because of it's an Oscar based on an animation film and like how creative you can be with the animation. And the one that won, I'm guessing, must have a fucking amazing story behind it. And you watched it, you liked it, you had enjoyed it. When I told you about it, you're like, okay, I get it. But you
it's the only film that was nominated that I would say, okay, sure.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. See, and that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes me feel better. I trust your opinion with those animation films, and like, how do you think about it? Like, if you feel okay, I was like, I can see why it won. You know, so like, I'm not as mad, but I haven't seen it, so I can't hold judgment too much. I'm trying to be calm. You know what I mean? So
yeah, there's I mean, the Japanese have just you know what anime looks like. They have really mastered like seamless animation to where it looks picturesque.
it's beautiful.
And they added some animation tactics at the end of the film that really are, I mean, it's some of the best animation I've ever seen besides Spider-Verse. But yeah, the thing is with Spider-Verse, everything is like Technicolor, right? It's all beautiful and amazing. I think what The Boy and the Heron might do a little better is that they do good with contrasts. They can do a lot of plain, normal landscaping and then contrast it with the absurd and colorful and makes it pop just a bit more. That being said, only film that I would put above. I mean, the story was fantastic. And off pod, we were talking. I know this is getting into the main subject, but we were talking about it, and I think the big reason why. Well, there's a few reasons, right? One, because the Oscars are biased against superhero films, but at the same time, this is also a sequel. Oscars aren't big fans of sequels, and this isn't a finished story. Across the Spider-Verse, yes, you get conclusion, and you get an arc for the film on its own, but you can tell that there's more story to be told that doesn't get told. And I think that at the end of the day, whether or not it's a sequel or whether or not there's another sequel coming, takes a little bit away from the film itself. Whereas Boy and the Heron is one whole story. It is encapsulated in one story. It has everything from the story that you need right there.
And I respect that. I really do. I think that, yeah, that's my one giveaway. Everyone's like, it felt like an Infinity War type of film because I prefer Infinity War over Endgame. I still think Endgame is super overrated. That's a story for another day. I did not enjoy it.
I agree with you on probably not the first 30 minutes, but after that, like the next hour and a half of the film where they're going back in time, it was not great.
Yeah, it was just
necessary.
Yeah. So like, I'm kind of nervous. Like, is this part one of Spider-Verse? The Spider-Verse, like the Infinity War of the next one that's set to come out? I hope not. But we'll see.
Find out.
Yeah,
I feel like the writers for Spider-Verse take a lot of care with the character, which thank God I appreciate. Like they
Yeah.
really have gotten what the best parts of Spider-Man down. So I'm excited for that, and I'm ready to see it.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, man. That's all I got for my news, Jay.
Well, yeah, actually going into that, because next we're going into our trailer section. Nicolas Cage confirms that he had talks about Spider-Man Noir live action. So we might, right? Noir, again, he's in the Spider-Verse. He's the black and white Spider-Man. So they're trying to do maybe a live action black and white character for him.
Is he just going to voice it, or is he going to be the character?
He's going to be the character. Like, well, he's had talks. He confirmed it. It's not set in stone, but like he did. It's like, yeah, we're in talks about maybe doing this. It's not in development, nothing like that, but it's just he confirmed the rumors pretty much. So we'll see.
Wow,
I like him as Noir.
Yeah, Spider-Man Noir was hilarious.
The Rubik's Cube, that shit was funny, bro.
And we're gonna see him back in Beyond the Spider-Verse too. We saw him at the end of Across, so we'll see him in Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, he's gonna team up with everyone again. That's awesome. Great cliffhanger. It's like you don't have to do this alone. I need to rewatch that movie. Keep it in Marvels. Marvel does confirm that Nova project is in development.
Okay. I know Nova's a big character. I don't know much about him. I just know he's like essential to the cosmic part of Marvel.
Yeah, he's like
stuff like
they're like he's like a Guardians of the Galaxy type. Nova is like they protect the galaxy. They're like a police force type thing. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I've only seen Nova in what?
They got destroyed in Guardians of the Galaxy, remember?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. Oh shit, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah, he's supposed to be like the best one, I guess. I don't know, but I've only ever seen him in Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie, but also in Spider-Man, the cartoon series on Disney. I think it was.
That's his son. I think that's his son.
Is it?
Yeah, I think Nova has a son, or he has a young protege that takes the mantle of Nova.
Oh, okay, and I think that's him. Okay, that makes sense. Because I liked his character in that cartoon series. So I'm excited, and that's really all I know about him. I have no idea about like his comics or anything like that. So that I'm pretty excited for that. Want to keep it some more confirmation. Live action Teen Titans movie is in development in DC. DC confirmed it.
Teen Titans,
dude.
They gotta have the theme song. That's all I'm saying. They gotta have the theme song.
I'm excited for Beast Boy, man. You gotta cast that person right, bro. You have to.
Wait, honestly, you gotta cast Robin right too. I mean, he's the leader of the team.
That is true.
Got to be the right age, the right look. He's got to have almost a Batman feel, but lighter. Yeah, I definitely.
He has to have a dark essence to him too, right? Because
you know who would have been a great Robin, but is already Batman, is Robert Pattinson. That would have been a great Robin.
Yeah, he's too old too.
Yeah, he's a little old, but a young Robert Pattinson,
maybe.
In another world. But anyway, it's in development. Any word on that, or is it just in the writing phase still?
Just in development. That's it. That's pretty much it. So I'd be excited for that. And with who's the head of DC now? What's his name?
James Gunn.
Yeah, with him, being ahead of that, I'm excited. I'm excited to see like what he's going to do with it with the DC films that are coming out these next 5 years from now. Will it be great? I hope so. I mean, I really loved his Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. It was amazing. So if it's anything like that, I'm all for it.
I liked his version of Suicide Squad as well. I thought it was really good.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was him too. That's right. Yeah, that Suicide Squad was dope. So
yeah, it really fixed the first one. So that was nice. Yeah, I'm excited to see it, man. I loved the Teen Titans show. I didn't get to watch it a lot, but every time I caught it, I thought it was a really fun show to watch. And
the Teen Titans
Go is hilarious. So
I love Teen Titans Go. Yeah, they have some great jokes, dude.
They really do. Like the Teen Titans movie, they go to the movies. Katia loves that movie, right? and I laugh hard with her on that movie because they have really good jokes. Like me and Gabby, we went to take her to the theater, and we were cracking up with her watching. So
Dude, I didn't know there was a Teen Titans Go movie. That's crazy.
yeah, private collection. Check it
Oh, okay. I got you.
out. But yeah. So I'm excited for that. In terms of trailers for me, have you seen the new Fallout trailer? Have you seen
No,
this?
I haven't yet, bro.
Oh my god! You know what? Right after we stop recording, you need to go watch that trailer.
All right, fair enough. I will.
It looks like it could be the next best video game adaptation behind Last of Us. Like it looks
Yeah,
like the story looks like it's going to be good. It looks like it'll have moments where it's lighthearted enough for it to reach a bigger audience, so it's not too serious. It also looks like it's going to be pretty gory though, so we're not going to see kids watching the Fallout show. Amazon Studios, it's premiering April 11th on Amazon. Obviously, my God, I'm really excited. I don't know what else to say. I never played the game, so those of you who are Fallout fans, you can tell me what you thought about that trailer. I know my brother is a Fallout fan, big time. He's got the helmets and everything. He said the trailer looks badass, so I'm really excited to see what they do with the story. And it kind of explained a little bit about what Fallout was, because I never understood what the game was either. So the trailer explains
okay.
what we're living in already.
Of like how it became apocalyptic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got some really good practical and special effects. So man, I just need you to watch that trailer and tell me what you think. It's got Ella Purnell in it. Walton Goggins is the big name that I recall. If I'm not mistaken, he used to be the nemesis on Justified. Yep,
Never
he was
seen that either.
right. He was also the other vice principal and vice principals. He was in the Hateful Eight. He's in the Rightful Jet.
Oh yeah, Walton Goggins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moonlight. And
He was in Moonlight.
Django. He was in Django.
Oh yeah, that's right, Django.
He's like, I'll go walking in the moonlight with you, boy.
Okay, yeah. That's right. So check out this trailer, guys, and check out Fallout on April 11th. I already know that I want to see more of this show, so I'm really excited to see what they do with it.
Oh, dude, Moises Arias is in it. He was in the Disney Channel show. I forgot which one it was. Darn, I forgot which one it was, but
Moises Arias? I do not know who that is. He was in Hannah Montana.
Yeah, Hannah Montana. Okay, he was in Hannah Montana. Okay, cool. He was like a little annoying kid in Hannah Montana.
He's also in Nacho Libre. I don't know where, but he's in Nacho Libre.
Yeah, he's a pretty popular kid actor. So
that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who he was, so thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate you. Next for me, I don't know if you've seen the preview for this, Jason. It's called Wild Robot.
No.
And I think it's a DreamWorks project. Pretty sure. Yeah. It's with Lupita Nyong'o, who befriends this robot. I don't know if she befriends the robot, but she might either be the robot or she befriends the robot, because it doesn't say a whole lot, but the cast looks pretty solid. It's got Pedro Pascal, Mark Hamill, Bill Nighy, Bing Rames, Stephanie Sue, Matt Berry, Lupita Nyong'o, and Catherine O'Hara. It's also got a kid, Kit Connor, but I don't know who that is.
Wow.
This is from the preview. It just shows a box dropping off on a deserted island, like accidentally, right? I don't know if it's part of a plane crash or something of the sort, and it's a robot that ends up on this island with all the wild animals, and it befriends all of its wild animals. So it learns how to adapt to its surroundings by acting like the animals are there.
A wild robot.
Yeah. And it starts
Seems like a Oh, it sounds like Wally to me.
It had pretty intense Wall-E vibes because you can see by the end of the preview that it's kind of a story of like preserving our planet and preserving its beauty, and how the robot stands up to deforestation with the animals, which is nice, right? Like it's their home.
Right.
Politics aside, like it just looks like it looks like a beautiful story, and I definitely want to check it out. And the animation style looks fantastic. It looks like it's going to be beautiful to see. Uh, yeah, man, I really hope that it's as good as it looks. It's coming out September 20th, so we've got some time before it
To do
actually
some
comes out.
research. Yeah, no, I honestly, you sold me on it. I looked it up right now. Sounds very interesting. Definitely something that I would definitely go out and watch in a movie theater. So
Yeah. DreamWorks, I mean, they know how to do it. So I trust DreamWorks with animation. They're and it's hilarious because DreamWorks started because of a spat with Disney execs. And DreamWorks is like really they're stepping it up. They're getting close to Disney status at this point with the kind of quality work they put out.
well, I think that's the reason why they created Shrek was in to spite Disney, right? The princess story and all that shit.
What a great what a great opening film for you, you know. Like let's let's make our biggest film about the people pretty much as a jab at the people we hate, but also make it like one of the most memorable films in a long time. Like Shrek, I we were talking about it yesterday. We were talking about what's your favorite animated film. What's your favorite animated film, Jason?
My favorite animated film.
I have three that I struggle to choose from.
Honestly, I really have to think about that because that's tough. That's really
For
tough.
me, for me, my three top animated films, like right off the bat, were Shrek was one of them, right? Fantasia. I think it's just a beautiful piece of artwork and way ahead of its time. I think it was underappreciated. But anyway, my last one is Up. Up is just a great story. One of the best stories I've seen.
Up is probably my favorite Pixar movie. So yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one. I love How to Train Your Dragon, the first one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I wouldn't say it's top three, but I don't know. Maybe it is. And The Lion King, dude, kind of just started all for me. So
Lion King's a damn good story. I think it's peak animation for Disney as well. I would want to put Across the Spider Verse up in
honestly, it's not there yet, but maybe a few years down the road, I'm like,
I know. I'm like, I think I could easily put it in my top 10 along with a few others. But anyway, yeah.
Dude, you know which one I really enjoy? Because I still think I know we had arguments about this, but Mulan and Moana.
Oh yeah. Hey, Mulan and Moana are amazing. I love Moana. I love Mulan. Those are both great films. There's no argument there.
The argument was, are they Disney princesses?
I'd
say they are.
I could give you that Moana is a princess. She's still the daughter of a chief. You could say that she's a princess.
Yeah.
Mulan is not a princess. She's not a princess, guys. They always put her in with the princesses, but she is not a princess. She is a warrior. Like there is no indication that she's ever going to be royalty in that movie.
Yeah. So just to let you guys in on the story, and honestly, we this is a good debate. So listeners out there, let us know and let me know when I'm right and Luigi's wrong. Just kidding.
Just because they put her in the category with princesses doesn't mean she's actually
she's technically a Disney princess, though. And all I said was Mulan, Moana are probably, and then the character from Princess of the Frog are probably the best Disney princesses out there. Just because they're so independent and they're just like, that's what you want to see in that character. Like, yeah, dude, Mulan, every time I think about it, yeah, she's the best Disney princess, bro. Fight me. You know what I mean? But say she doesn't fall under that. So
she's awesome. She is my favorite Disney protagonist, female protagonist.
Princess, yeah, she is. So let us know, listeners.
Was incest princess.
Yeah, let us know who your favorite Disney princess is, or and if you think Mulan falls into that category. I'm kind of curious, and listeners out there, who would you pick as your favorite Disney princess and why? Because I'm curious. We were having this debate in our group chat, and actually would like to know from our listeners out there. So,
yeah, who's your favorite Disney princess? And Mulan is not a princess. Let's just
the answer is Mulan. There's no,
She-
and
no,
Mulan is a close second. Close. She's like A B 1B, and Mulan's 1A. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm just saying, man. There's no royal blood there. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I get you.
All right, let's go on to the next one. I've got a movie that's actually coming out. It actually came out, not in all theaters, so you're gonna have to find it in select theaters, and I'm sure it'll have a wider release later. But it released March 11th. It is called Parachute. This is about a girl who struggles with her body image. So I think she might either be bulimic or I don't think she's anorexic. I don't think she throws up her food, but she might have some kind of body image issue where she obsesses about her body, and it looks like a feel good film, and I'm interested to see where it goes. It's got Joel McHale, Kid Cudi, Gina Rodriguez, Dave Bautista, Francesca Real, Courtney Eaton is the star, if I'm not mistaken. And then her boyfriend is, gosh, what is his name? Give me a second.
It's a romance drama, huh?
Yeah, it's a romance drama. Her boyfriend is Thomas Mann. You've seen him in a lot of films. He's always been a character. Yeah. So he is the boyfriend in this storyline, and it just looks interesting because it's both of them kind of exploring their own mental health while also like trying to find love. And I usually am like, these movies are but this one looks really good. So I'm interested to see what the reviews say about Parachutes upon wider release, and what people are saying. Right now, it's at 92% Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.5 from IMDb, which is pretty good. IMDb, usually everything is in the range of a 6. So if it's over a 6 on IMDb, you're looking at a movie that most people are starting to enjoy. There's that one, and then I've also got some news for you Court of Thorn and Roses fans. And this is for some people that I personally know, but I did want to mention it. Those of you guys who are fantasy fans as well, Court of Thorns and Roses was rumored to not be in the works anymore at Hulu. Representatives at Hulu said there's no truth to that at all. It's still in development. But that being said, its future does seem like it's a bit murky. If it's still in development right now, that means they may not have been able to find the right showrunners or writers or actors or whatever it may be. But if Court of Thorns and Roses does not happen, there is another fantasy show, Fourth Wing, that's coming out on Amazon that could be your fantasy fix. Those of you who don't know what Court of Thorns and Roses is, it is a fantasy epic of romance. It is a romance novel / fantasy / action novel that is wildly popular about a girl who ends up becoming part of a royal elven war. It sounds really cool. I've heard a lot of the stories from Gabby, so I'm definitely interested to see what a live action show would look like for this one.
You can watch Court of Thrones, the animation, on like Crunchyroll or something.
Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't think it has an animation. This will be just a live show. It's based on a book. The book is yeah. So it's originally a book by I think Sarah J. Maas. I know it's Maas. I don't want to assume her first name. So give me a second to look her up. But yes, Court of Thorns and Roses is a book series. I think it's 4 books. The 5th one is set to release very soon. Yeah, Sarah J. Maas. Yeah. So Sarah J. Maas is the writer. Ladies, these books are made for you. So if you like fantasy and you like romance, you should definitely check out these Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah, start up on your book club, you know?
Yeah, that is what they're doing. The girls are reading this for their book club.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So I thought I'd give it a highlight on the show and let y'all know what what's happening with the TV series that should be coming out.
I'm about it. Sounds
All right,
sounds.
Jay. Let's go into TV land, sir. I know you got some. We've got a lot of stuff to cover for TV land. So let's get
Yeah,
into it.
We'll try. I'll try to keep this one quick, just because these movies came out a while ago. But
Okay.
we wanted to prepare for the movie that's coming out in May, which is Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. Jamie has never seen. I think she saw the first one, right? Rise of Planet of the Apes, and hadn't seen the second one or the third one. I haven't seen the third installment to it. I think it was War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
So we saw Planet of the Apes, all three movies within the week, and it still holds up, man, to this day. The a few takeaways. The first one, the acting is very cheesy and terrible, like with James Franco and shit. Like it's very bad. But
I'll have to rewatch.
yeah, it's Caesar's origin story, right? Where how he becomes who he becomes, and that part is like beautiful, and like you see him like fighting with himself of like, I love humans because he raised me, he saved me from certain death, but at the same time, like, why are humans treating me like a fucking dog and stuff like that, like a pet? And because he's smart, he's really smart, right? You start getting that gene and stuff like that, and how the world becomes. So that's why I really love the first one, because you just see Caesar's origin story and like how he becomes who he is. The second one is probably the best one.
It's really good.
Yeah, because he saves one of another ape who was in the same thing, not in the same boat. Like I think it was Kona or Congo or something like that. The antagonist, but he was a protagonist in the first one because all he was experimenting on his whole life. He has scars on his face. You can see like he just looks evil, and he hates humans. Where Caesar, like, there are some good people, versus the anti-villains like, no, all humans are bad, fuck all of them. So I really love that storyline, and you just kind of see that like internal turmoil with himself of like, am I doing the right things, am I doing the right things for my people, well, for my apes, right? So it's just a beautiful story in the second film. The third film just closes it out perfectly, and you kind of just start seeing the fall of the humans, and just Caesar realizing like, is like, yeah, like we can't become like them. We need to go out and do our own thing. And he's just trying to save his people. Yeah, just a great story about a leader. And so like, it just made me more hyped to see this movie. We loved it. I would say the second film is probably the best one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. The third one holds up though. I think it's got the least love, but it is a good movie.
It's great. I loved all three. Might be one of the best trilogies out there. It's debatable, right? Like, it's not like, I'm not saying it's the best trilogy out there, but like as far as a whole together, it works well together, and it makes sense why they're doing, like, it's supposed to be 100 years from the last movie after Caesar. I think the main character is supposed to be like a descendant from Caesar.
Yes,
So
he's supposed to be a descendant of Caesar. I don't exactly know when it's set, but it is set in the future after Caesar is long dead.
yeah,
I don't know how much longer, but he is supposed to be. It just says many years after the reign of Caesar, so I don't know what
yeah.
many years means.
Yeah, well, I mean, he also dies in the spoiler alert. He also dies at the end of the third movie, right? Like after he's content, like, dude, like everything that he does, like he's just struggling to keep them, his people alive, and just seems like they're gonna be okay. They're gonna be in good hands. Oh, great moment, man. Great moment. But yeah, dude, I recommend rewatching those movies just to get excited for this next movie that comes out in May. I think it's May 10th or May 11th or something like that for Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. But it just made me more hype.
I don't understand how they didn't get Oscar nominations for the technical and CGI work that they did, especially Andy Serkis. Like, Jesus Christ,
Dude, Andy Serkis.
like the man played an ape really well. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that seems like a pretty hard thing to do. So I'm really excited. I love these movies, so I'm pretty hyped for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
But yeah, man, that was that was it. Just to get the old stuff out of the way, right? Let's go into some of this new stuff, man. What do you want to talk about first? I'll let you pick. I don't care.
Let's jump into let's jump into some Halo. Let's
Some
go
Halo,
Halo.
because
Yeah,
we haven't
so
talked about it in a while.
yeah, I don't think we've talked about it at all on this show except for season 1. Have we talked about season 2 on this show,
We
guys?
have talked about season 2. We talked about is getting ready for the fall of Reach. I don't know if we talked about Vanek dying. I think we did.
I think we did.
We were
Yeah.
like, I think we're like 2 episodes behind, but yeah.
Right.
We were wondering where Kai went and stuff like that, and it pretty much is confirmed that we were
That's
right.
Our suspicions were correct. Our suspicions were correct. Like, I mean, it was bound to be that. That's how these stories go, right? She was either getting fooled or she took a hard turn, but I figured she was getting fooled. And sure enough, Ackerson was lying to her, not telling her the full story of what happened on Reach. You could see the guilt in her face when she sees Master Chief and realizes that he
Still
was
alive.
alive, that she left him to die on Reach. Like right when she saw his face, she's like, he's alive? And that's, I think that it all hit her really hard for a moment where she was like, I think I left him to die. Even though she wasn't sure if he was a good guy or not. The first thought for her, I think, was I wasn't there for him. Just like when they tried to get Vanek's body, and Riz tries to get Vanek's body, gets shot, and then pretty much she can't
Retires.
Spark, yeah. Riz's story has I don't know if that's the end of what we're going to see from Riz, but I appreciate the end of her story as a soldier. I think that was a beautiful way
Just
for her.
wanting a different life. I do respect that. I love that storyline. And we didn't get much of Riz in the first season. Like it was just more like, oh, this is a Spartan character. If she died, we don't care. In season 2, we kind of get more of like, oh, yeah, she's definitely, these Spartans aren't just Spartans. They're not robots, right? Like, and that's what we start seeing. Like these just aren't like soldiers. They're actual human beings with own personalities and feelings. So I thought I'm really enjoying this Halo series just because you start seeing more of the characters themselves and them being actual beings and not just a freaking soldier, right? A clone, right? It feels like that. So it's weird.
I would say Master Chief is a lot more angry and intense than I imagined he was. In my mind, I was imagining calm, cool, and collected. No, he's angry all the time. This dude's mad. Just mad.
Which definitely goes away from the game, but like I understand, like in the game mode, like he's like this superhuman being that like, and we never see his face like ever, unless I think there's an alternate ending, right, where we do see his face, if I'm not mistaken.
I've never seen that alternate ending, so
it was like Halo 3 or Halo 4, something like that. He takes off his helmet and we see him for the first time. I could be wrong, so listeners out there, tell me if I'm wrong. But I never played it. I think I saw the video once, but he takes off his helmet once and people see him.
Dang, I need to see this then. I've been playing those games. I mean, since they're the reason I got an Xbox.
Yeah.
Now that Xbox is no longer going to have exclusives, I'm not going to lie, Jason. I'm going to be switching to PlayStation once Halo goes to PlayStation.
Yeah, sorry. No, man, I'm an Xbox guy, dude. Sorry.
Also, news, by the way, guys, this next Xbox console may be their last generation console. There is a lot of talk of Xbox or Microsoft moving away from consoles. So the next generation that they come out with may be their last one. And I think they're going to start taking over the developer space.
That's news to me. Way to just fucking put a knife through my heart, dude. Okay.
Listen, this is not confirmed. This is not confirmed, but there's a lot of talk about all of the Xbox exclusives going multi-platform. The next generation console for Xbox being the last one and then no longer doing Xbox. If that is true, if that turns out to be true, I'm jumping to PlayStation and that's it. It's over.
I mean, yeah, I think why people love Xbox so much, like I do. It started the online play. Like Xbox 360 changed the game. You know,
they really.
We can play video games through chat and have communications with each other. I can talk to my nephews. I can play with my friends that are, freaking miles away. And you can truly see, all right, you always had thoughts of like, oh yeah, come over to my house. I can beat you in this video game. No, now you can do that. You can do that on live. It's like, let's see who's really good.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not hating on Xbox. I have an Xbox.
Yeah.
But overall, the better games are on PlayStation. So,
yeah, I guess you're not wrong. So
minus Halo, like I'm an addict. Anyway, so we'll keep you guys updated on those rumors. We'll see if they end up being true. There's just a lot of talk within the industry speculating on that may be the case. Again, we'll keep you guys updated on that one. But back to the actual show. Kai's fight with Master Chief. I feel like the dialogue in that fight could have been a lot better. And we knew how the fight was going to end. We knew she was going to beat him up and then just leave him there because she's confused and angry. I think that's my only gripe about that episode, because I loved the way that they did Cortana, right, where she hacks pretty much into the entire system
and lets him in.
Yeah, and she lets him in, gets him to his suit. That was a pretty big deal there. He gets his suit back, and he does make the right choice to let everyone see him as he's walking out so that they know that Master Chief is in the fight. He may not be going to the fleet because he's going straight to something else. But I am talking about an episode that you have not seen, huh, Jason?
No, that's okay, because I knew exactly where that was going to go, because that last episode, Cortana took him to touch the artifact so they can see the Halo and where it knows where it's at. Where also Cortana is like, whose side is she on, bro?
I think her allegiance is ultimately to either Halsey or the Master Chief. Like above UNSC, above for sure not the Covenant. I think that if she has any alliances, it's to Halsey or Master Chief. I think maybe more Master Chief than anyone else, because
she definitely cares for Master Chief because she's been in his brain and like knows his feelings and stuff like that. So she feels really connected to him.
And but she knows genuinely cares about her. There's no one else on the show. If you notice, everyone else treats her like an object or a machine. He is the only one that treats her like she's a sentient being.
Yeah. So a lot more into that because, right, based off of the way the story goes in the games, I think it's leading to that, right? So
yeah, I think we're definitely going to get to see a big Cortana storyline in season 3, if not season 4. I don't know, maybe season 4, because season 3 looks like it's going to be all about the Halo. Like they're going to be on the Halo.
I'm excited, dude. It's getting really good.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I really did not mean to play spoilers.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, Master Chief, it looks like he's on his way to the Halo. He is in pursuit of Makee and the Arbiter, who are also on their way to the Halo with Cortana. I think that's going to be his reunion with Cortana on Halo. And they're going to fight together against a huge Covenant fleet. I feel
and
like this
possibly.
And what?
The flood.
I know there were hints. How'd you know that? There were hints of the flood.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah, there were hints of the flood on another planet in this last episode, which tells me, are the flood also going to show up? Because they're usually on Halo. They're usually on the Halo. So I want to see if our suspicions are correct about these Forerunners. Also, Forerunners looked a little different than I imagined in my head. Maybe I just don't remember them from the games, but there's a dead Forerunner scientist when Halsey and her daughter find them. They finally get into that room. And Quan starts running. She's like, I can't be here. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, it's the flood. Like the flood is there. They have some form of the flood that was developed there. But I'm not quite sure what happened there. There's a lot of questions left from that episode. I'm pretty excited to see the season finale, and I think all of next season is pretty much going to be the first Halo.
Flood.
Yeah, Combat evolved.
Dude, I'm gonna for the listeners out there, the Flood is like if you watch The Last of Us on HBO Max, it's very similar to that. They're like zombie-esque. They take over your bodies, and it's pretty scary. When we first played the game, right? The Flood. When we had to fight the Flood, it was kind of a lot of jump scares in the game.
Like they're everywhere. Yeah. Definitely a fun part of the game, and then they put you in situations where you're in small quarters. Usually, you know how video games work. They put you in small quarters, and then these things are just jumping out at you everywhere. So your adrenaline is going up, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I hope we see some of that in the next season. I think the season finale of this one is going to be them landing on the Halo. I think we're going to see a lot of action with Master Chief getting Cortana back, and then that's where it's going to end, and they're like about to get back into the fight. I don't know what's going to happen to the UNSC. The UNSC shouldn't last much longer, if we're being honest. They are definitely not looking out for the people, and according to the games, they've got a little bit of time. They've got some time left, but yeah, the UNSC is just as much of a bad guy as the Covenant at this point.
Yeah, awesome, man. Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to watch the episode.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be tired of Parangoski. Let's move on to the next part of the next show that we have been watching. Let's go into another sci-fi show that you are an expert on, sir. Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one short, just because I wouldn't say they're filler episodes, but definitely a lot of importance, right? Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. So we, obviously the last time we saw the Crosshair and Omega got out, they're reunited with the Bad Batch. They're with Echo, and they decide to go back to Rex's team. Last time we saw Rex, the leader, and the clones were trying to help other clones. It's kind of like, hey, rehoming of clones, right? Because they were pretty much made defective.
Yeah.
Turns out that some of the clones that have been they've been experimenting on clones again, and completely like blindsiding them and using them for like secret missions. So we start seeing these shadow clones that are hunting down Omega and killing off. They're pretty much just doing like secret agent stuff, right? Like hits and stuff. But they really made one specific on this one shadow clone. They capture one of them, they end up killing him, but there's another shadow clone that comes after them, and they make this character seem very important. So it seems like this shadow clone might be a clone that we already know.
Oh, okay.
Could it be Tech? Could it be Commander Cody? That was what I was thinking in my head the whole time. Remember, we lost Tech.
Oh, don't do that. Don't.
He died, right? He died. His glasses were found.
I'm not gonna like that. Not gonna like that. I'm gonna say that right now. I am not gonna like that. That cheapens it so much. Even if he comes back as a villain, that's cheap.
That is cheap. You're not wrong, but like it just, that's kind of where again, it could be a clone that we already know.
Yeah.
So,
and then, hey, shout out! We got to see Gregor already. We see the formation of the Rex, Gregor, and Hauser. They're already as a triplet team in this episode.
Oh yeah, because we saw them later in the Rebels series.
Yeah, they're much older men, but they're working together in Rebels.
Yeah,
so that cool connection.
Yeah, that was cool too. It's just going in the right direction. We're gonna get, and they're getting ready to close it. You start seeing, they don't trust Crosshair because he was part of that. Like Crosshair knows a little bit more than he's saying right now. It's just very interesting. Great storyline, and I'm kind of curious to see how it ends and where they end up. Are they all gonna die? What happens to Omega? Because we don't see her in Rebels. We don't see her in this future, or it could end where like, oh shit, yeah, we'll probably see Omega and some of these characters later in the future.
Maybe she'll make her debut, her live action debut in the Mando movie.
The Mando movie, right? Yeah. So But yeah, again, it was just like filler, but like great storytelling. I don't know, that cartoons, they don't let you down. The cartoon Star Wars don't let you down.
They really don't.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to you. Thank you for making me sit through the first season of Clone Wars because it kind of sucked.
It
But
did.
after that, it gets really, really good.
They didn't really know what they were. They were like, "Oh, it's for kids." Like, you know what? We actually have a story here. Let's do this. So that's what I think they were just trying to get their feet in, right? So, and then they
Yeah,
worked it.
it's going in a really good direction. I am interested in seeing who that clone is now that you say that. They definitely conditioned this clone. And my question is, they've conditioned this clone, and somebody put a hit on this clone to kill Omega. Like, it's not just to take her alive. You can tell he is trying to kill Omega. And I don't know why he personally needs to take Omega. Like, he's going against all other orders. I definitely thought that was interesting and a different take on what we thought this
Because
character
they want
was.
her alive, right? Yeah. So yeah, it was very interesting.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what comes up in that one too. I think the show just it's like aging really well, all of these cartoon shows, and it's just adding to the lore of Star Wars, which I'm sure you love.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it, bro. Like, it's just getting better and better to me. Like, the more I think about it, like Bad Batch, yeah, it's just a second. It's like Clone Wars 2.0, you know?
So if you don't mind, Jason, I'm gonna go over a show that you have not watched at all. Um, I don't think you. I don't even know if you knew about this show, but it is an Apple TV Plus series. The whole series is out. Um, it stars Austin Butler, Barry Keoghan. Gosh, who else is in it? It's called
Kelly's
Masters
Turner.
of the Air. Masters of the Air. It is part of the Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks collection of World War II stories and films. So, you know how they had Saving Private Ryan, then they did Band of Brothers, then they did The Pacific.
Right.
This is the recent installment of that, and it's about the Air Force in World War II. It is a 9-episode show. It's got also Callum Turner. He came out in Fantastic Beasts. He was the brother. He
Yeah.
was Newt Scamander's brother. Great acting in the show, I gotta say. Initially, the show starts out a little bit slow, but then it picks up very quickly, and it shows the lives of airmen in World War II. I just want to say it focuses on the 100th Airborne, or not Airborne, 100th Air Force. They had the most deaths of all Air Force units and battalions. The main characters, halfway through the show, most of the main characters end up disappearing, and they do this on purpose because when a pilot gets downed or a crew gets downed, you do not know what happens to this crew for years. So I think that they purposely, like, because there's moments where you're like, did this person die? That doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure what's happening here, and they disappear. Like, you have no idea if they lived or died. There's only a few characters that you do in fact see die, and it's pretty intense. The crashes are crazy. The gore on this show is serious. Probably be careful if you're watching it around kids. There's a lot of episodes based on prisoner of war camps because there were a lot of airmen in those. And then the final 2 episodes highlight the Tuskegee Airmen as well. They become part of the fray. They are in the story with our other characters. I thought one of the lines about why they fight, because they're getting interrogated, and they're at one of the German officers asks an African American airman why he fights, and he pretty much says, like, I know that my country is doing its best to fix the problems that it has and the wrongs of the past, and I'm going to be right there in the fight when I get back home. And he tells this to a German who could kill him at any moment, and I thought that was like a really strong line. Those shows, I mean, if you've seen any of those, they always make you feel really patriotic, and I was like, America, you know what I'm saying? USA. So it was definitely a great show to watch. By the end, I was fully invested in it. At the beginning, I was not so much. I was like, this may not be a hit. but by the end, I really enjoyed it. There are obviously in World War II based things. There's always a moment where they find out like what the cost of the war was to Europeans because of how brutal the Germans were to not just the Jews, just every group of people. Obviously, the Jews, it was the worst. But there's a character talking to a Polish man, and the Polish man, his wife, his daughter, his entire family, he had to bury them all. And he has a line that about because he said, "God be with you." And he's like, "If there is a God, he has forgotten about me." And he says, "Not even the earth that covers our bones will remember us." And I was like, God, that is sad. Like it just kind of speaks to how low these people felt like after the war. Like they had nothing. They literally lost everyone and everything. And it just gives you a bit of perspective of why we were fighting that fight and how important that war was in world history. So big shout out to Masters of the Air. If you like war films, if you like anything about World War II, you guys need to check this out. It's really, really good. I don't want to say too much about it to ruin it for anyone who does want to watch, but definitely check it out. I highlighted some of my favorite moments, but I don't think it takes away from the story. We obviously know who won World War II, so I can't give you this.
Really? No, just kidding.
Who won? It's weird.
Wait, what? You told me. Probably, yeah. We're finishing up some stuff, so probably just something to add to the list. Apple TV Plus, right?
Apple TV Plus, yeah. Biggest name attached to it, I guess, would be Austin Butler. He does pretty much. Yeah, Barry Keoghan, big name in there as well. He's starting to come out in everything, right? Barry Keoghan is popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely check it out. Masters of the Air. 9 episodes. I'm not going to lie to you. 2 of them are over an hour, so it's not a short watch. But it is well worth the watch. Now I'm going to jump into one more thing, Jason, that you have not watched. I'm going to try not to ruin too much. So what I will say is Invincible gets back. He comes back to Earth. He's got his little brother with him. There's a lot of things that happen. We've got a huge enemy that is now the main problem that we're going to find out how they beat, which is actually caused by the Martian who's in our pretty much Justice League team that they have.
Yeah, the silly one.
Yeah. So we're going to see how that story plays out in the next episode. But a big thing, and I'm so sorry to ruin this for you, Jason, but Alan is alive, and he's buffer than he was before. I'm definitely excited to see, and they're sending him to Earth. They're sending him to Earth to find Invincible. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens next. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I did. Invincible's back! Invincible is back.
It kind of sucks that they waited, like, all right, we're going to take a hiatus here. I was like, kind of pissed it off because, like, honestly, like, there wasn't too much marketing. Like, hey, it's out again. People are like, oh, shit. Like, it's out again, you know? So.
Yeah, there really wasn't. If you got onto Amazon on Prime, it would be, like, the first thing to pop up. But other than that, you would have no idea. Yeah. Of course, it is a really adult show. It's for a mature audience. So I'm guessing that they couldn't do too much advertising in that sense.
Right. That is true.
But let's go into the last show that we've been watching, Shogun. We're what is it? 4 episodes in? 5 episodes in? I
think it's 4, if I'm not mistaken.
There was a gnarly, and I don't want to jump too far into the end of this, but a gnarly death in this show. Set of deaths. What did you think of that scene with the cannons?
I was not expecting that to happen like right away, but dude, like horses and shit got blown up. That shit was crazy, and they show like the effect of like getting shot by a cannon and how it could. That blew my mind, dude. Like it was gory. It was gory as heck, but it was dope.
I blew them to pieces, and it looked like a realistic it looked like a realistic shot too. I was like, oh, it doesn't look overdone to where they just literally blow up. No, it was like you could see a ball tearing through their bodies. It was
Yeah,
shitty.
you see the guts and like the effects of like what a cannon can do to you. It's just insane.
And forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong, but Yabusuge, um, he's playing every side, right? I'm not really sure what his end game is. I think he's planning to turn uh, on Yoshi
Toranaga?
Toriyama, but as of right now, he's still working with him. Kashigi Yabushuge. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah. I like his character a lot, honestly.
Yeah, he is somehow likable, even though I don't trust him.
Dude, there's a lot of characters that I think will turn or like who's really loyal and stuff like that. It's just crazy. Um, I have this link where it's like kind of breaks down the characters and what they do and stuff. So I'll
Yeah.
make sure to send that to you.
Okay. Okay. Um, I feel like it was inevitable, but Mariko and Blackthorn having that moment when he's taking a bath, and then her coming to his bedroom in the evening.
Oh, was it her?
I thought it was her. I mean, she had that smile at the end, like, yeah. I thought the whole thing was like she pretended it wasn't her, and he thought it was her.
Oh,
But
it
then
was
she
her.
had the smile at the end, like, no, it was me, but I'm never gonna say it was me, type of
Yeah,
thing.
because she's
So,
still with somebody.
well, he's dead, no? Well, dead.
He's dead, right? Air
Yeah,
quotes.
air
He's
quotes,
not
dead.
dead, bro. He's not
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. Do you think he's gonna turn on them?
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. It kind of
Yeah,
feels like
yeah.
he's gonna easily betray them because of his lack of self-esteem. Yeah, I definitely think that it was her with him. And by the way, big shout out to Fuji, Blackthorn's consort, who takes the gun and aims it right at Yabushuge's son. Right, that's his son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is a
It's like,
punk.
dude, yeah, I hate him, bro. Like, and then he's the one that caused it, right? He caused everything.
Oh, no, 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 no. Are
Oh,
you
that
talking
was
about?
Toranaga's son. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
He was,
Yabushuge's son was the one that peed on Blackthorn's face. Remember that?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's still a punk. I still
Fuck
don't
that
like
dude. Yeah.
him. Yeah. So the turn that the show is definitely taking, like now we're going to war. Speaking of Toranaga's son, they played right into his insecurities as well. Everyone thinks I'm just a kid, and then for sure he ends up making the kid move and making his dad look bad by
Killing the
shooting.
messengers.
Yeah, shooting the messengers, killing the messengers. Uh, that's the cannon fire that we were talking about. And at that point, Mariko's like, "This is war. Like we're going to war. It's happening." So the next few episodes, I think, are straight out just going to be all about the war. I wonder how many battles we're going to get to see because this is about a year of war that that they're going to cover within 4 episodes. So we're definitely going to see a lot of jumps in time, and I want to see what Blackthorn's doing. What are you thinking of the show so far? What'd you think of the episode?
There's 6 more episodes, brother.
6. So it's 10 episodes. It's a 10
10
episode
episodes.
arc.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm loving the storyline, dude. I know obviously you know a lot more about the history of it, but it's going well. The players, the characters are playing out very well. They each have a lot of development within themselves. You don't know who's on, like, yes, they're on a certain side, but you don't know if they're going to turn or not. Are they going to stay loyal? Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. The acting's amazing. Obviously, we have to watch it in dub just to fully like try to understand what's going on. Because the only like downside to subtitles, right? We obviously would love to watch it like in natural language, but we're reading the subtitles, so you're not seeing like the actors like reactions, facial reactions, things like that, and that's what we don't want to miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you watching in dub or sub?
I'm watching it in subtitles.
In subtitles, like completely subtitles.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're watching it dub. So,
How
and
is this?
honestly, good. They got some good voice actors. Like it's not like Squid Games where they just pick terrible voice actors and like it
Oh,
kind of just throws you off of it. This one they actually have really good voice actors.
okay. I guess
So
I'll
I do recommend.
I'm so used to hearing their actual voices though, so that might be rough.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
yeah,
not
doing that. You're already 4
Sorry.
episodes in the transition stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I do
Uh,
think their acting is pretty good with their subtitles or with their own
in
voice.
the,
See why it's
so in
hard.
the dub version, there will still be subtitles when Blackthorn's involved, and like they're trying to have a conversation while Blackthorn's there in Japanese. So they will still speak Japanese, and we have to read the subtitles. But when it's like conversations with like, just
Between
the
two Japanese characters.
Japanese characters, yeah, they will dub it. So
Oh, okay.
it doesn't throw it off completely. Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited. Like I said, this is probably the show that I'm
Yeah.
most into right now. When
This is
I found out Masters of the Air was out, I binged the whole thing. This one I have, I gotta
I'm excited
slowly.
for every Tuesday.
Yeah, every Tuesday. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are filled up for us right now. In our
Yeah, it's crazy.
e-guide quarterly right now, this is what we're covering for you guys. But let's get into our main events. The topic of the evening last Sunday, Jason, our feature presentation, the Oscars. What did you think of the Oscars? You actually watched the whole thing. I did not get to watch it. I saw some highlights and I saw the winners. So tell me, what did you think of the Oscars?
Well, we already talked about one that was kind of like one of the main topics for me personally was the animation one. That I was shocked, dude. I really thought Spider-Man was going to win Best Animation. We already talked about that enough, so we can skip that. Other than that, man, it was pretty enjoyable to watch. There's a lot of stuff that happened while watching the Oscars that I do want to point out. They brought out Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know. I don't know why I always have to talk about him in our show.
Here we
Danny
go.
DeVito to present the special effects award. And I thought they were going to do that. You know how they were in a movie together doing twins and stuff. So I thought they were going to make a joke about them, the movie Twins. Yeah.
I know they did Twins, but wasn't there a second movie that they did together after Twins? Or was it just
I think there was. I can't remember. But so I thought they were going to make a joke about that, but they didn't. And instead, what they did is like, I was like, hey, we were both, and again, it's a visual effects award, right? So I was like, yeah, like, were you in ever like visual effects, things like that? So they made a joke about like how it was like, oh yeah, we were both villains in a Batman movie, and we both lost to Batman, and like they were and like they made Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, yeah, he used my weakness against me, and then DeVito's like, what, like heat? He's like, no, love, because that was his weakness technically, right? But then they like cut off to Michael Keaton. I was like, look, fuck this guy right here. Look at him. Look at this, Mike. And they cut it to Michael Keaton, and Michael Keaton played along with it too. He's like, he did the Batman look. He's like, yeah, come on, what's up? So it was so dope. Like they did a lot of little things like that. A negative thing, I would probably say Jimmy Kimmel he had some funny jokes, not gonna lie. He caught me laughing a couple times, but one that I kind of really turned me off, and he made some jokes about RDJ's addiction. And it's just known that RDJ does not like talking about that. And he made one joke. It was funny. Like it was like, oh, this is probably Robert Downey Jr.'s like highest moment besides a couple of years ago, right? Like that was funny. But then RDJ laughed, but then he kept digging at his addiction jokes. So he kept doing addiction jokes, and then like you can just tell Robert Downey Jr. is like, all right, come on, man, move it along, bro. Like I get it.
You had me with the first one, like move on.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I get it, bro. Like, yeah, I was an addict. Like, get the fuck out of here. So yeah. So like I think he missed a couple times, but like for the most part, like he did an okay job, Okay.
I hear Trevor Noah is a better host, so I kind of want to see him for the next Oscars.
Yeah, Trevor Noah was cool in the Oscars. I really enjoyed him. Like because you got to keep it friendly, right? You got to make sure everyone doesn't get offended. Like, well, it's all there for like happy moments.
But still make fun jokes. Like he is still genuinely funny.
Yeah, I mean, like, not everyone can be like Ricky Gervais, right? At the Golden Globes, that was
savage.
Savage. But yeah, dude. Overall, the Oscars were pretty enjoyable to watch. Ken played. Right, they showed all the best songs, so everyone performed the best song, and "I'm Just Ken" was nominated. So Ryan Gosling performed it himself, and I'll let you talk about it because I see you have some notes about that. So I definitely some nice bullet points that I would definitely love for you to talk about.
Yeah, so apparently they were. So there was a lot of talk of like, whether will Ryan Gosling do it? Will he do it? Is he going to do the song? Turns out he had been talking to the Oscars committee for months already. He was heavily a part of the planning process. He was all in on it, and he worked on it with Mark Ronson and Mandy Moore uh, for choreography and music. And a part of it was actually a tribute to Marilyn Monroe. You know how they carry his body and they have all her faces?
Oh yeah, okay.
Was a direct tribute to one of her performances in a movie called Gentlemen Prefer Blondes when she did Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. So there were a lot of like little things that they did in there that I didn't even know about. I was like, oh, that's cool. So he was definitely big on it. He also had Greta Gerwig involved in the process of like doing the whole thing. He wanted to make sure that Emma Stone, Margot Robbie, America Ferrera, and Greta Gerwig were all in the front, so he could get them to sing because he's like they were a part of this. Like they were. At the end, I'm thinking in his head, he was like, "It's the Barbie movie," and
Right.
they were a big part of making Ken as good as he was. So he definitely did that, and Emma Stone joked later that her dress popped open during the Ken performance because she was so into it. I thought that was really cool, man. I watched it on YouTube and I thought it was really cool. They got all the Kens, the four Kens to come out with him as
It
well.
was
So I thought
dope.
that was really dope. Yeah, it looks like it was one of the highlights of the show. If I had to guess.
I would say it was definitely a highlight for sure. One another highlight that I really liked was the best song winner didn't go out to "I'm Just Ken," but it went out to Billie Eilish for her Barbie song. What was I made for? And this
Good
is
stuff.
Billie's second time winning an Oscar for the best song, which makes her the youngest one. And if I'm not mistaken, she's the only artist to win a Grammy, Golden Globe, and Oscar in the same year. So kudos to her, man. She is killing it. The other Oscar song that she won was for 007. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
That was
okay.
her,
No,
bro. Yeah, she
I didn't
killed
even
it.
know.
That song was fire, bro. I forgot the name of the song, but yeah, it was the last 007 that was made with Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Yeah, I'll have to
Yeah.
check the song. Yeah, she. I mean, I thought her Barbie song was fantastic, and then they placed it perfectly in the film.
Oh, for
Right
sure.
when she's having an existential crisis and meets her maker, as one might say. So it was definitely a good moment to put the song in, and the song is beautiful. I think Billie Eilish is really good at making sentimental and sweet songs without making them too cheesy.
Right,
They've
exactly.
still got, they've still got, they've still got a feeling of authenticity in the songs. So yeah, I'm glad she won. Don't get me wrong, I'm Just Ken was a lot of fun, but the authenticity of that song definitely in itself should be a reason for it to win.
Um, Want to talk about Oppenheimer? Fucking slayed.
Did it win anything or?
Uh, just a few things. Like I think it won like 7 Oscars. One of them being best cinematography. Christopher Nolan for best director, well deserved. I'm so glad he finally got one. Dude, he's starting to be one of the greats. So well deserved. Also, Cillian Murphy wins best actor. Well deserved again. I don't really see anyone else winning that one, to be honest.
For
Best
best actor?
for best actor, yeah, honestly.
Best
What else?
actor, RDJ for Oppenheimer.
RDJ for best supporting actor. That was great. My
They got,
question is to this.
they got
Yeah,
best picture. It was the best film of the year.
best film of the year. One thing I will say about that, it was kind of weird how, and it's the last award that they gave out. They brought out Al Pacino to read it, and typically, what happens when you're reading out the award? You name the
And the
nominations
Oscar
first,
goes to
right?
at
Well, not
least
that. at least that, right? He did not mention any of the nominations, right? They
And he
completely.
said, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and typically it was like everyone like in the audience was like thrown off. I was thrown off for watching. I was like, we're like, what? And he's like, oh, Oppenheimer, like, and then the music started playing. I was like, it was bad, dude. It was a bad way to end it.
They're
But
never
what Al Pacino said?
per his representatives, he said he was told by the producers to go ahead and just say the winner because they had been highlighting the nominees throughout the whole ceremony, so everyone knew the nominees. But I was like, everyone still announces the nominees. Like maybe don't take as long on them and just say like boom, boom, boom.
Right. Okay.
But everyone still usually announces the nominees if it's Best Picture, and then at the end of the day, everyone always says, and the Oscar goes to. Not
Right.
I'm looking at my envelope and the envelope says, like, what? Who says?
Yeah, dude, it was bad, dude. Like, you're an actor, bro. You know how to create suspense. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, were you high? Were you drunk? What's wrong with this dude? Is he just old?
For his representatives, the producers of the show wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
Still
Now,
doesn't make sense.
my question is like, they won cinematography, like all these awards, all like a lot of prestigious awards, editing, shit like that. Now, my question will be, if Dune 2 had come out when it was supposed to in November of last year, what would Dune have taken away from Oppenheimer? What, cinematography, best supporting actor, editing? That's a tough one. That would have been pretty intense battle to go through.
Yeah,
Best director?
I think he would have given Nolan a run for his money on Best Director at least, and Best Picture.
And cinematography, best cinematography for me too.
I don't know. The cinematography in Oppenheimer is like masterclass.
That is true. Nah, you're not wrong there.
Don't get me wrong. I see what you're saying. Like there are beautiful shots in Dune, but I don't know, man. Like Christopher Nolan really has it
Locked in.
He's got it. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I was watching on like TikTok, like someone like I was like, what if Dune 2 had come out when it was supposed to? Like, we'd be talking about the Oscars completely different. Like, this is crazy to think about too.
And then I think Timothée Chalamet, I don't know how much love they're going to give Dune, but I think he might get a nomination somewhere.
No. Yeah, I would still give it to Cillian Murphy for Best Actor. Divine Joy Randolph wins Best Supporting Actress for Holdovers. Well deserved.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I hear great things.
Dude, watch it after this.
Right after this, you need to go watch it.
Right after this. Godzilla -1 wins Best Visual Effects for the Oscars.
Very well deserved. If you watch Godzilla -1, my God, like I was shocked at how good it looked, because it looked like it was supposed to be a little more cheesy looking, but they really did a lot of work for that movie to look fantastic. I personally, I think you should definitely check that movie out if you haven't watched it. It's a fantastic film. But yeah, let's get into.
Did you see the people that were wearing the people that won it? They all had toy Godzillas, and then like their shoes were like Godzilla. Like there was like the claws of Godzillas for the girls' heels and stuff. It was pretty cool. Man.
That's cool.
When they went up to take the award, they had like toy Godzillas. It was pretty sweet.
That's dope. The original Godzilla?
Yeah. Well, they had different Godzillas, so it was cool. Like different Godzillas from the past and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. A movie that I haven't seen that I'm really excited to see. I think you saw it. Best Actress, Emma Stone finally gets a Best Actress nomination and wins it. Or second one, right?
Yeah. La La Land was the first one.
Oh yeah, dude. She's for Poor Things.
Yeah, Poor Things.
That's on my queue to watch, so I'll be watching that soon. But so happy for her.
There's a lot, and by when I say a lot, I mean a gratuitous amount of sex in that film. It's a crazy film to watch. It's like, I'm not really sure how to describe it. There are very few things that I could even try to compare it to. I mean, it's got a Frankenstein quality to it. It's got a feminist quality to it. It's got a self-discovery storyline.
Okay.
It's got comedy. Me and Gabby were talking about it, and she was like, "Mark Ruffalo is not a very good actor." I was like, "I don't know. I think he was being because he's ridiculous in this movie, but he
That's
is
what I heard.
he's the comic relief. Like every time you see him on the screen, like you're gonna laugh, and I think that was on purpose. So I enjoyed watching him every time. He's really good. Obviously, Emma Stone did an amazing job for multiple reasons. There are a lot of different moments in this film that she had a really good performance. I will say that it doesn't. I guess I can't. If I compare the best actor winner to the best actress winner, neither of them had to show too much range in their roles, but they were definitely immersed in the role the entire time.
Yes, I probably have to agree with that with Cillian Murphy because I saw that, but like I literally thought he was Oppenheimer.
Yeah, yeah. So that's you'll feel the same with Bella Baxter. She in every scene she is consistent to her character. I would say that you don't see, at least I don't recall at watching the film. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody who's seen it, you don't see a lot of moments where she's actually sad. I think there's like a memory, so she doesn't really have to work too hard on that. But there are other things where you can definitely see her doing some of the best acting that I've ever seen her do. So well deserved for Emma Stone in Poor Things.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll probably watch that this week, to be honest.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's an interesting watch. There was a while where I was like, I don't know if I like it. I don't love it. I don't love the film, but I did enjoy watching.
You see why it was nominated, because the acting was just her
yeah,
performance.
the acting, and it was funny, and the story's interesting. There's a lot of good qualities. The sets are so intricate, and the costume design is so.
It got nominated for that, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's something. It's out of this world. I'll say that. But that's it for Best Actress for me. Jason, you got anything else you wanted to go over before we let our listeners go?
For the most part, just not too many snubs, just minus that one that we talked about already. But for the most part, I think they got it right, based off of what I've seen, of course. But yeah, it was good.
I'm going to get Boy and the Heron for my personal collection just so you can compare the two. I think you're still going to like Across the Spider-Verse more. I definitely still would have given it to Across the Spider-Verse, but I do understand why Boy and the Heron won.
Fair enough. Other than that, man, the only thing I have to plug in, hope you had a great birthday.
Thanks.
Everyone, thanks for listening. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the shows that we're watching, or let us know any shows that you're watching or movies that we should watch. Put it on the list,
Exactly. Let us know, and let us know who your favorite Disney princess is and why. And do you think Mulan is
and why it's Mulan
princess? Do you think she's a genuine princess? I'm not taking away from Mulan. She's still one of the best Disney characters. But is she a princess?
Is she a Disney princess? That's not the argument whether she's a princess. Is she a Disney princess? And I think the listeners out there have my back.
Princess is a princess. All right. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We'll see y'all next week for another episode of Revenge of the Pod. Peace out, guys.